Welcome back to What You Will Learn. My name is Adam Ashton.
Merhaba Adam. My name is Adam, also Adam Jones. Today we're reviewing Dealing with People You Can't Stand, the revised and expanded third edition. How to Bring Out the Best in People at Their Worst by Dr. Rick the Brinkman and Rick Kirshner.
Both also doctors, two Dr. Ricks. And it's, mate, I absolutely loved this book.
Yeah.
Even just the first 30 pages, I was like, this is definitely my top 10 book. Just from the first 30 pages alone. It's a top 10-er for me.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. I thought the title was a bit misleading. It just looks like the book looks kind of cheap, but it's not. The content in it is super rich.
I
wasn't a fan of the cover as much and the title and the branding of it, because what it's got in it is awesome, I thought.
Yeah, I'd say that's probably a fair criticism.
Yeah.
I like the cartoons throughout, but then when you look at the front cover, it probably doesn't make much sense.
Yeah.
Same as he also gives a bit of a different definition to people you can't stand than what you'd... If you just read this, yeah.
It's just a book about communicating with all the different types of people out there, and it just uses the stereotypes of certain types of people on how to deal with them.
Yeah, correct.
Cool stuff.
And it's awesome. So basically it gives a list of 13 different stereotypes of people and who they are and what's bad about them, basically. And then he gives a thing called the lens of understanding, which absolutely blew my mind, which is sick. And then he sort of gave different techniques for effective communication. And then he goes into a bit of a deep dive on the 13 different personality types. And then he even goes into, I'm guessing, which they added more recently, the new age communication in terms of phone and email.
Yeah. Yeah.
When was this book first written?
Not too sure, man. Probably a while ago. But we'll probably find out soon when we speak to
Dr. Rick Brinkman.
Cool, man. So we get stuck into the top 10
it's 2012.
2012? When it was first printed, or what?
No, it just says copyright 2012.
Well, there you go. I think it's the most recent, updated, revised third edition or whatever. So the top 10 most unwanted lists is, and we got on the Facebook Live, we got all the lists there in the text if you want to see that. But first of all, we got the sniper.
Well, first of all, we got the tank.
Oh, the tank,
Did you miss one?
I think I did.
Okay, so first of all, we'll give you one or two sentence description of each of these to start off with. So first of all is the tank. And the tank is confrontational, pointed and angry, and ultimately in a pushy and aggressive behaviour. Yeah.
So the tank type is probably very common in the old school of doing business and work, and it's huge in, I'm in the construction industry myself, and there's a lot of people in that industry are just, when something goes wrong, they crack the shits, they're confrontational, they're nut jobs.
Yeah.
And we're not going to delve deep into the tank, but they're just basically wanting to get the things done. That's their intent. They're not worrying about getting along with people. They just want to get the job done.
Yeah. Spot on. Next, we got the sniper, which is whether through rude comments, biting sarcasm, or a well-timed roll of the eyes, making you look foolish is a sniper's specialty.
Yeah.
So the sniper will just, they wait for their moment and just snipe you, and they take you out.
Yeah. Next, we got the grenade. So after a brief period of calm and chilling out, then the grey just explodes into a rant about things nothing to do with the current circumstances.
Yeah. Yeah. The grenade, it's basically like you pull the pin on the grenade and they just explode.
Yeah. So you got to find out where the pin is. So you know where the pin is and just not pull the pin off the grenade because they're fucking crazy.
Next, we got the know-it-all. Seldom in doubt, the know-it-all has a low tolerance for correction and contradiction. If something goes wrong, however, the know-it-all will speak with the same authority about who's to blame, and that's you. Not them, it's always you.
So we've all got a few of them, and we'll get into later how to use them to your advantage, because they are highly valuable people and they actually know it all, not like the next person who is they think they know it all.
Yeah, much worse.
So you can't fool all the people all the time, but the think they know it all fools some of the people some of the time.
Yeah.
So it's all to get attention. They just say these outlandish facts with nothing to back it up, and they just act like they know things.
Yeah.
But deep down, they really don't know much, do they?
Yeah, as you say, they think they know it all, and they just pretend they do in order to get that attention. Next, we've got the yes person. So in an effort to please people and avoid confrontation, yes people say yes without really thinking things through. They react to the latest demands on their time, they forget about prior commitments, and they overcommit until they've got no time left to do anything. And then they become resentful because everyone's telling them to do stuff and they keep saying yes.
Yep, so they end up with too much on their plate just because they don't want to hurt people's feelings by saying no, and then they finally end up stuffing up pretty much every project they end up on just because they're oversubscribed.
They say yes to everything, and then it might not get done.
Yep, and then next you got the maybe person. So the maybe person procrastinates in the hope a better choice will present themselves. So they don't say yes or no; they're just procrastinating the whole time, aren't they?
Which is annoying because you can never get a straight answer, I guess.
Yeah, they're frustrating the maybe people.
Yeah. The nothing person, no verbal feedback, no non-verbal feedback, just nothing.
Just nothing.
Just a blank stare.
Just a blank. I don't know. Do you know too many of them? They're funny stereotypes.
Not individual, probably not as person who's always a nothing person, but you definitely get nothing reactions from some people.
And I feel like we all float through these, or some people float through different versions of these stereotypes in different circumstances. Number 8, we've got the whiner. So,
mate, you missed the no person. Mate, what's going on with your list?
I've missed a couple. Go, mate.
Mate, we'll go to the no person. More deadly to morale than a speeding bullet. More powerful than hope. Able to defeat big ideas with a single syllable. So disguised as a mild-mannered normal person. The no person fights a never-ending battle for futility, hopelessness, and despair. So you'll think you're onto something, you'll just present this amazing idea, and you just get a no.
Yeah.
All the time, just always no.
Just blatant no.
Sorry, mate, number 10, the whiner. About to say.
I wrote my notes a bit too fast, I think. But anyway, the whiner, so as pretty self-explanatory, so that they're feeling helpless in an unfair world, and their standard is perfection, and no one will ever live up to it. So they're always just whinging about everything or what you do. It's never going to live up to their expectations. They're just whining, and everything is not that good for the whiner, is it? Yeah,
for sure, never good. He's got 3, he calls them the bonus ones, which he sort of says is a lot of your relatives will fit into these. So you've got the judge, and the judge sets a standard that no one can meet, and then pronounces judgment along with a running commentary of criticism. Yep. So you can never please a judge. Whatever you do is going to get judged, and they're going to let people know about it. Yep.
Number 10 is the meddler. They think they know what's best for you, so they decide you are incapable and seek to manage your life for you.
Yep. Spot on. And then the last one is the martyr. So the martyrs are needy givers, giving gifts, whether you want them or not. And each gift, though, comes with an obligation. Something you've got to get them back for later.
That's it. So I'd say the last 3 there, they're very common for relatives, So the judge, the meddler, and the martyr, they come across in your family a lot.
Yeah, definitely. And I don't know how many of my family members listen to this, but a few fit into some of those. No. I suppose we just sort of got into... we should have said people you can't stand. Basically, there's always going to be people you don't get along with for whatever reason. And likewise, you're also going to frustrate people you're going to probably fit into one of these categories as well. You might think that you're perfect, but we definitely fit into some of these, and we're going to annoy people as well. So the book also tells about what happens if you're a tank or a sniper. How can you combat that for yourself?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, mate.
Lens of understanding.
Yeah, let's get
this is the absolute panty dropper, the mind blower.
Panty dropper. So we're going to be explaining an awesome diagram here to our best. But if you want to buy the book and look at this diagram, it's definitely worth looking at.
Actually, I think he's got... I'm just reading here. Yeah, so it's on page 38 if you've got the book, or there's a colour copy at www.dealingwithpeople.com. Have a look at this diagram. It won't make sense if you just look at it, but we'll explain it now.
Yep.
It's fucking sick.
Phenomenal. So on the one hand, so you got a circle, and inside that you've got what he calls the cooperation zone, and on the north part of the circle you got people who are task focused. On the south side you got people focus. So that's where people arrange between focus on the task or just getting the pure job done. If someone comes up to chat about the weekend, fuck off. You're not interested. You just want to get the task done. And then on the other extreme, you've got the people focus where you just sit in the printer, you're talking about what happened on the weekend at the party for about 4 hours, and you're not worrying about the task at all.
Yeah, nice. So you've got that spectrum there, task versus people, and the other way, I guess, east to west, that spectrum is the assertiveness level, where on the far left is passive and on the far right is aggressive. and obviously you fit somewhere between that spectrum.
Yep. So all the stereotypes are somewhere around that spectrum. So it might be the northeast part, the southeast part, or whatever. So it's figuring out they're out of the cooperation zone, and these stereotypes are the extremes of task focus, people focus, passive or aggressive.
Yeah, sick. And then what he does, so we've got those two axes, then he combines the two into the 4 quadrants, and they align to different intents or behaviours. So say in the top right, you've got task focus and you've got aggressive, and that aligns with getting the task done. So getting it done in the top right.
Yep. So that's getting it done urgently, and then say if you got task focus on the top, and then the left you got passive, and that's get it right.
Yep.
So both are a task focus, and if you're passive about it, it's getting it right. So you focus on quality.
Yep.
And the project's 3 weeks away, so you're doing all this, just focus on the quality. Whereas when you go into get it done mode, it might be due tomorrow, and you're not as concerned about quality.
Yep.
You just want to get the fucking
And that's
thing
when
done.
you get aggressive with it. Yeah.
Yep.
And then so in the bottom left, so that's passive and people focus, and that's getting along. So you want to be friends with everyone, and get along with everyone.
Yep. And then on the bottom right, you got aggressive and people focus, and that's get appreciated.
Yeah. So you want to you want everyone to know that you're doing some good stuff. You want to be appreciated for what you do.
Yep. So this is the intent. So with the stereotypes, if you know their intent, you can understand and communicate better because you know what they're trying to do. They might be in the get it done mode, so you can appreciate that and acknowledge their intent to get it done. Or they might be in the get along mode where they just want to talk about the weekend and get along with people or get appreciated. So knowing their intent has a huge advantage of you being able to communicate with this type of person.
Yep, phenomenal. And so with the circle, you've got, as you said, in the middle, you've got cooperation zone. As you get towards the edge of the circle is the caution zone. And then once you blow outside the circle, that's the danger zone.
Welcome to the... Anyway.
And next, he assigns each type of person to a different section of the what do we call it? The lens of understanding.
Yep.
So, saying the get it done, tanks, snipers, and know-it-alls are all in the get it done. So, tank is all about task focus and pretty aggressive as well.
Yep, that's it. And then you got attention zone. The get appreciated zone, grenade, sniper. I think they know it all. So if you want to focus on each individual one, we'll get in the book, but we'll probably break down into a few,
Yeah, we definitely will. The perfectionist, so you judge, whiner, no person, nothing person, and you're getting along as your yes person, maybe person, and your martyr.
Yep.
I wonder if I can get that.
Spot on. So chapter 4, it says, now from conflict to cooperation. So these people, they're in the danger zone, they're suiting the stereotype, you're struggling with them, you can't stand them. And he talks a lot here about blending, which is the same, similar to building rapport with people, is how you blend with them so you feel closer and then you end up communicating with them effectively.
Yeah, he talks about reducing the differences between you. So you can do things like using similar words. If they use like a specific adjective to describe things, you can start using that same one. Or if they, we talked about it probably a little bit in Tony Robbins maybe. Yep. But if they move there, if they take a sip of water, you can take a sip of water. Don't do it obviously, but it's just assimilating with them, sort of reducing your differences to build that rapport.
Yep, that's right. And should we get into chapter 5?
Yeah.
Am I way too ahead of you, mate?
No.
Chapter 5, listen to understand. So step 1, it talks about building rapport. So this is general for everyone.
Yep.
And step 2, if you're communicating with them, backtrack. So as you said, use the same words they do. Repeat what they say so they know that you're listening.
Yeah, for sure. Step 3 is clarifying. So asking maybe some clarification questions just to make sure and to show them more so that you fully understand what they're talking about.
Yep. And then step 4, summarize what you've heard just so you only know you've communicated effectively when you're on the same page.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, exactly.
And then step 5, you're confirming that you're on the same page. And then actually just straight out ask them, do you feel understood?
Yeah.
Because how often do you, and we're all capable of this, and I do it a lot as well. It's like when you're actually speaking to someone, you're looking at them, but you're not really listening. But if you follow these 5 steps, there's no reason why you can't effectively understand them every single time.
Yeah, exactly. And so that was all about understanding people. And there's two ways we need to understand them: emotionally and intellectually. So we show them intellectually that we're understanding what they're trying to say, and we show that we understand them emotionally by showing that we understand how they're feeling about it.
Yep. Cool, man.
Next chapter.
Chapter 6, I only have a couple of things to say about this, but
Yeah.
The title is Reach a Deeper Understanding. Almost every time we're dealing with all 13 types of people, he says one of the main things is to identify positive intent.
Yeah.
So that comes up in everyone, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. And basically... Oh, sorry, mate, go on.
So, yeah, a key to bringing out the best out of people at their worst is to give them the benefit of the doubt. So assuming they've got the intent to get whatever it is they've done correctly. They're doing it positively.
Yeah, so even when there's a grenade who's just blowing up and going mental, behind that behaviour is positive intent.
He just wants to get the job
They just
done.
want something to get done.
They just want to get it done.
So
and then on the other spectrum, you've got the people sitting at the printer trying to talk about the weekend for 4 hours. They're just trying to get along.
Yeah, and it's all positive intent in that they want to achieve something positive. Maybe we don't agree with the way they're doing it, but if we can understand that's what they're trying to do, we can sort of, I guess, help
right.
get along better.
So with that, it says identify highly valued criteria. So what are their values, and then you can figure out what their positive intent is.
And mate, do those values align with the 4 quadrants? I sort of forgot.
Not sure, mate, but it might be something like it might be money, or it might be recognition, or it might be something like just getting along with people. So
yeah, nice. Next one is speak to be understood.
So it has, again, kind of steps, tangible stuff. So monitor tone of voice, state positive intent, which we've talked about.
Yeah, so when we were listening, we were looking for people's positive intent. Now I'm saying when you're talking, don't disguise it. Just say what's your intention.
Yeah, that's
clear,
cool.
Get it out there.
Yeah, because a lot of people, he says it's the most important thing is to actually state what your purpose is of what you're trying to say, what you're about to say.
Yeah.
And another cool one, tactfully interruptions.
Mate, I didn't like this one.
Yeah, I didn't know. It's pretty interesting though, wasn't it? Anyway, other people might. So say someone's blowing up at you or whatever, or cracking the shit, you just like look at them and just say their name over and over again in a matter of fact sort of way until you get their attention. So if the grenade's cracking the shits, you might just go, Steve, and just until they just slow down and then yeah.
Mate, do you reckon that works? I don't
know.
If I'm talking to you, I'm just like, Adam, and you're yelling at me, and I'll just say, Adam, excuse me, Adam.
We'll try during the week,
we'll trust him.
And then tell your truth. Tell your truth in a way that builds them up instead of tears them down, and be ready to listen if they're fucking cracking it at you, and if you're calming them down and saying, Steve, just listen to what they got to say as well.
Yeah, for sure. I like the in the telling your truth, you had a few tips as well. Be specific about the problem. So don't beat around the bush. Be specific so that they know exactly what's wrong. He even says, like, use I language, like the way I see it. So saying it's your truth. And that's not saying that necessarily you're a bad person because you do this. It's just like, I think you shouldn't do this. So it's not, you're just saying it's just your opinion, not everybody's opinion. And you can even say it in the past tense, like you used to do this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that shit. So should we get stuck into some of the specifics? Or
chapter 8, I didn't have anything.
So yeah, we'll get stuck in the specifics. We'll get into the 3.
We're going to pick 3 of the 13.
3 of the 13. So I reckon it's definitely worth people out there reading it because these are probably the most relevant to us at the moment with the people we're dealing with. But if anyone out there is struggling to deal with some people, this will definitely help. But
yeah, for sure.
First of all, we got the know-it-all, which we'll get into. So as we said, they are knowledgeable and extremely competent people. They're highly assertive, highly outspoken, and their intent is to get it done, task focus, and aggressive.
Yeah, exactly. And I guess as you say, know-it-all. They do know a lot of things. They're not shy about telling everyone that they know a lot of things. But your goal, I guess, is to open their mind to new ideas because they're probably, whilst they know a lot of things, they're sort of confined to their little world.
Yep.
Whereas if you can expand their mind, open to new ideas, that's a win-win. He gives us an action plan here as well.
Yep, that's right. So just a little bit more on that. So they will waste no time with inferior ideas. But what he says is, he says deep down they're very unhappy and insecure people inside, no matter how clean the lab jacket or impeccable their resume. So to cover up their insecurity, they've gotten to this stage where they have to learn everything, and they have. And now it's your job in the 5-step process to use them to your best of your ability, which is pretty cool, mate. So do you want to get into step 1?
Yeah, step 1 is be prepared and know your stuff. Obviously, because if you don't know your stuff, the know-it-all is just going to dismiss you as an idiot, basically. Yeah.
Similar to the halo effect, which we covered a few weeks ago, if you don't know one small thing about whatever your idea is, they will discredit your whole entire idea and everything you're working on. So you've got to be prepared to know your stuff more than you know it all themselves, which is takes a bit of effort, I'd say. A lot of work.
For sure. And step 2 is backtrack respectfully. So backtracking was using their words and their phrases to blend with them, I guess. And he's saying that you're probably going to have to do more backtracking with know-it-alls to really... They're going to be skeptical of you, so you need to prove yourself that you're worthy of their time, I guess.
Yep. And step 3, so blend with their doubts and desires. So if they say, your idea is shit for X, Y, and Z, kind of agree with them. Don't go up against them.
Yeah.
Blend with their reasons and their ideas, and so you're on the same side as them.
Yeah, you can't combat them directly. So he says step 4 is present your views indirectly. So don't just throw it right out there. You've got to sort of be tactful with how you present your ideas.
Yeah, what happens if we did this, and then get them on side and make them think it's their idea. And then step 5 was really cool, yeah?
Yeah. So he says step 5, establish a mentoring relationship. So if there's something you want to improve upon, you can tell other people, Johnny Know-It-All is my mentor, blah, blah, blah. And they're going to be like, yeah, well, I do know everything, so this guy really values me.
Yeah.
But I guess the flip side of that is by you saying that this guy's my mentor and you're saying that they're above you, it's sort of like the 48 laws of power, and that you're not seen as a threat anymore because you're like under him, but you're just at the same time sort of sneakily throwing in your indirect.
It's an absolute
ideas.
Win-win outcome, isn't it?
Yeah.
So they're getting the feeling of importance, but then if they absolutely know everything, you're getting the opportunity to learn a lot from someone who actually knows their shit.
Yeah. So just to tie this one up, this is the know-it-all, which is good. The think they know it all, which is not so good.
You just destroy. We won't get into that one, but I think you just kind of destroy it.
But if you can differentiate between a think they know it all, or if you can find someone who's an actual know it all, then that's good.
Yeah,
you want to stick with them.
Yeah, that's very tangible stuff I got from the book. That chapter right there. So next we got
the judge.
The judge.
So the judge is about perfection, about getting it right. So definitely task focused, a bit more passive. But as we briefly mentioned before, the judge has got their standard, which is super, super high. Yeah. And they're gonna judge you.
So he says again, the judges are in constant pain as the world refuses to conform to these high standards that they set of everything. So the key to dealing with judges is to counter the negative rulings as well. So whether stated to them or in your own mind. So you don't have to subscribe to whatever they say, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. Correct.
And don't question the court's judgment. Just no one. So should we get into the
action plan?
Action plan, mate.
Yeah. So there's a few options you've got. Is first of all, you can acknowledge the judgment and move on. Say, okay, this is your judgment.
Yep.
But don't take it on board too seriously.
Yep. Just thank them, thank for their thoughts and suggestions, and move on. And then we got option 2, which is return to sender. So return the judgment to the judge.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
It sounds dangerous to me.
Yeah. So, is there... Yeah, anyway.
So. That seems like it would lead to much greater conflict than actually resolving it.
Yeah. Well, it's an option.
It's an option, yeah.
Might not be the best.
Option 3 is appeal the sentence. So he says, you've got the judges has laid down their judgment. You can appeal that sentence by maybe throwing out a few counter arguments.
Reasons why they're full of shit. Option 4, go for the polarity response. So the polarity response is, say if you're what's a good example? Say if the judge says, hey, you you're not kicking the football well, or something, or you're not playing a good game of football, you say, oh, I'm the worst fucking player of all time. I'm shit. I'm going to quit football. They go, no, hang on. You're not that bad.
That's
so you find the extremity of whatever they're trying to say, and then they'll backtrack and say, hang on. You're not too bad.
Yeah, that's sick. So he says so step 3 we said was appeal the sentence, and so he says if a common mistake people make with judges is if we can't change their mind, and if we haven't been granted an appeal, we're just wasting our time. So as you say, if you haven't been granted an appeal, the other way to do it is go to the far extreme, the opposite extreme, and then they'll probably change their judgment a little bit. Yeah.
That's it. And option 5 is a bit ballsy, and this comes up in a lot of dealing with the people we can't stand, and that is give them a glimpse of greatness. So you got to tell them how what they are doing is self-defeating. So just be honest with them and say, look, you're a judge, and this is why what you're doing is not helping you achieve whatever you're trying to do. So, and then you offer them suggestions of what would work better. So it's just complete honesty with the glimpse of greatness. And another one that might be an interesting outcome, but just an option.
Good luck.
Yeah, good luck.
And we'll deep dive into the martyr as well. So the martyr is all about guilt trips, sort of, I do everything around here.
I do everything, and they just want to get their intent is to just get appreciation.
Yeah.
So with 50,000 feet, look at this, that's their intent, understand what they're doing is trying to get appreciation.
Yeah. So they want attention, they want approval. They want to be seen to be and appreciated for doing a lot of things.
Yep.
And they want to they want to get a little bit of approval as well.
And it's interesting, he says, the less they are appreciated, the more they give, because no one gives back, because the neediness and annoying behaviour are both unattractive qualities in a person.
Yeah.
So if they do everything for you, you kind of want to give less appreciation. It's just,
Yeah, it's a toughie. It's a toughie for sure. Action plan?
So, the action plan, 1, look for a chance to give.
Yeah. Mate, it's, definitely give back.
Yeah, because just try and give them their appreciation in a lot. And that might be in a way of, looking for a chance to give. Option 2, disrupt the guilt trip.
Yeah, and he says you can either strip it, flip it, or snip it, or nip it in the bud. They're the 4 things you can do.
Yeah, and one example, say flip it, is give them the guilt trip. So if she says, I say she, obviously I've got someone in mind here, don't I? You don't appreciate all I've done for you, and then you say, but I don't think you appreciate my appreciation. So you just flip it back on them.
Yeah, nice.
Basically. And option 4, mate? Are we up to option 4?
Option 3, hit the reset on their upset. Yeah, so respond to exaggerated badness, he says. Counter the frustration. And he also says upgrade to preferences. So I'm trying to think of a good example off the cuff here. I'm never good at thinking of examples on the spot.
Yeah.
But it's like, why didn't you make your bed or something? And you'd be like, wouldn't you prefer if I cleaned the room?
You also got someone in your fucking mind. We've both got our fucking money in mind. Anyway, we do, don't we?
Yeah. The martyrs.
You got some demons there from you, like 9 years old.
No demons.
Absolute demons. Option 4, say no to unreasonable requests. Pretty cool stuff. So saying no makes you a more authentic person. It lets people know how you feel about things.
Mate, some things are unreasonable.
Yeah. Just say no.
Yeah. Yeah, don't be a yes person.
Yeah.
And then option 5 again, which was the same as the last one, give them a glimpse of greatness.
Yeah. just tell them what they're trying to do is self-defeating. Acknowledge their positive intent and
acknowledge your positive intent. Be specific.
I know you're trying to do the best for me, and I know you love me, and all that stuff. But fucking stop it.
Anyway. Mate, I don't reckon we got time for the phone or the email stuff. It was okay, the email stuff. Or do you want to get into it?
Nah.
No, it was okay. But overall, mate, bloody good book. Just that first 3 chapters, the lens of understanding. It was just like the 2 spectrums, 3 zones, 4 intentions, 4 behaviours, 13 personality types, just all summarised into one perfect little circle.
Yep, and understanding their positive intent, which is pretty cool.
Mate, let me hit you with something.
Yeah,
what type of person are you, do you reckon?
Oh, fuck. I reckon I go through them all.
Yeah.
What do you think I am, mate?
I don't know. I think I'm a bit of a yes and a bit of a maybe.
I reckon I reckon I'm a bit of a maybe, bit of a yes as well, actually.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
I reckon I say yes to too much, but then sometimes I go through the maybes where I'm always waiting for something better to come up.
Yep.
The maybe as well.
Yep. I'm a little bit the same, and then we probably just float through all of them at different times.
Definitely.
Like most people. But
mate, you wouldn't be a grenade though. You wouldn't blow up, would you?
Nah. No, I'm not a grenade. Or, definitely not a grenade. Definitely not. Anyway, but yeah, good shit, man. So
Mate, this is as I said, top 10 for me.
And we'll be
Really
speaking
good.
to Rick the Brick. We've made the nickname Rick the Brick. I don't know.
Have we?
I just made it up.
Oh, nice.
We'll call him Rick the Brick.
Yeah,
He's a
I've
bit
got
of a
another
brick.
nickname for him, but
Pussy.
he's got a really good video as well.
Yeah?
On YouTube, the
Sweet.
cat one.
Oh yeah, that was a good one.
That was a good
Yeah.
one. But we'll speak to him during the week and find out a bit more about how to deal with people we can't
Yeah,
stand.
phenomenal, mate. Should we sing the song?
Sing a song.
Sing it.
Dealing with people that you can't stand. Dr. Rick Brinkman and Dr. Rick Kirshner.
Look at that tank walking around the street. Gotta get that prank. Gotta get that tank dank.
How to bring out the best in people at the worst.
State their positive intent. They're just trying to get the shit done.
What about the snap? What about the grenade? The know-it-all. I think they know it all. They're all cunts.
They're cunts just trying to be good people. Identify their positive intent. Look at that cunt sitting there in the tree with a sniper rifle. Blow.
Lens of understanding. Toxic versus people. Passive versus aggressive.
Change your perspective. Look at them. Establish a relationship with the know-it-all. Make them be your mentor. Learn from them, y'all. That's right, y'all. Yo.
If you got a judge, they're gonna lay down a judgment. You can appeal the sentence, or you can
Clean your room, Adam. Clean your room. Clean your room, Adam. The martyr does everything for you. The martyr thinks they do everything for you.
They give you the gifts, but that comes with an obligation.
Give them a glimpse of greatness. You're a fucking martyr. Stop that shit. Stop that shit, martyr mother.
That's it. Dealing with people that you can't stand. Dr. Rick.
He's the man.